I'm Bea.
And I'm Sam.
And we're two best friends who like to talk shit about smut, wingspan,
And sometimes books.
Join us every Wednesday for a new episode.
We are live. Do you know what we didn't do?
What?
We didn't turn the candles on.
You don't see them anyway. Happy fucking Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Nadolig Llawen, as we
Nadolig Llawen, indeed.
as we say here in Wales. And you'd think that us sad old ladies would be having a break over Christmas. And we technically are. Don't you fret, guys. We're not recording the week of Christmas.
It's currently the 2nd of December.
A time of recording, yes. So today we are probably actually like, what time are we release in the morning, don't we? So 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping I'm not awake yet.
I will be.
At 6 a.m.?
Steve used when he lived at home, he had a ritual with his brothers that they'd all get up at 6 and watch cartoons together until their parents woke up, and they've just carried it into adulthood.
So he purposefully wakes up early on Christmas Day
and watches cartoons.
If there's any day of the year that I want to lie in, it's Christmas Day.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I get crumpets and tea in bed then.
Okay.
He'll come up.
Yeah, okay.
Last year Simba was up really early. He needed the toilet, and because he needed the toilet and woken us both up, we were like, well, it's Christmas Day. Like by 7:30, we were walking the estate with Simba to get him out and get walked. We walked to my brother's, saw the girls on the doorstep and said Merry Christmas. Walked to my sisters, they were all still in bed. So I walked past my parents, they were still in bed. So then we just went home and waited for everyone to wake up. But yeah, last year we were up and out really fucking early.
Yeah, if there's a day that I ain't getting up early, it's Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So thoughts and prayers for both of us that we're not up this early.
And like, as much as I'm grateful that you're listening to this, I hope you're not listening to this on Christmas Day. As much as like I'd love that, but like I hope you're spending time with your loved ones.
If maybe somebody doesn't have people to spend time with, we're here for you.
I hope you're spending your time with us.
And sometimes as well, not to get too deep, but like Christmas can be really hard when
it can
you
be
have
really overwhelming. Yeah,
that like. Yeah.
And especially if you're married or you've got a partner and you've got to sort of split your time between two families now, because, you know, like growing up, you've only ever had to be with your own family. Yes. But then when your time gets spread and you're being pulled in different directions, it's hard. So,
yeah. So maybe
if you're taking a little break and thinking, do you know what, I'm going to listen to my friends, Bea and Sam.
Yeah.
With your headphones in while you're cooking the dinner, then
maybe our sultry Welsh accents are very soothing and calming on Christmas Day.
Do you know what I wish for you more than anything? I hope you've got a glass of wine in your hand.
Well, this is what I was going to say. I hope at this point I'm like 2 bottles deep, but it's 6 a.m, so it won't be. But
give it an hour, is it?
Give it an hour. Yeah. I think that's a Welsh thing, getting shit-faced on Christmas.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't think other people do it.
No, it's just a Welsh thing, but it's very normal over here.
Oh my God, yeah. My mum, we went for lunch on Sunday with my nan, and we were talking about Christmas Day, and my nan isn't doing Christmas Day because my auntie's working, so she's doing it on Boxing Day. And I was like, oh, are you doing a full dinner? She was like, yeah. I was like, oh, room for one more? I'll take a second dinner. And my mum was like, do you want to wait and see if you're hungover first? I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you do get very drunk on Christmas Day. I was like, we listen now, we don't judge.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's like if one of us saw each other on Christmas Day and we were drunk, that's the norm.
No. I know a lot of families don't do it.
Yeah. But
I do.
Well, I actually haven't though, because I've been host and cook for like 3 years.
Yeah.
You just can't get that shit face. But this year I'm not. And I technically, because of like family coming over from America, I have like, when I say childcare, like my child will still be with me, but there are other people to look after my child. So I am so fucking buzzed to be shit-faced on Christmas Day this year. I used to all the time before, when I was single, when I like was young and didn't have a child and I spend it at my parents, I would get absolutely off my tits. Even like any occasion, like Mothering Sunday. I remember there was a Mothering Sunday where I fell asleep before dinner was even served on my mum's sofa because I got so drunk.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone calls me like the drinker of the family. Like my niece knows, like, oh, Auntie Sam will have a glass of wine. Like
multiple.
She just knows like there'll be a glass of wine in my hand. She's just accepted
It's the
it.
festive merry season.
Oh no, sorry, I don't mean just on Christmas. I mean like
just in general.
you know, if the family's getting together on a Saturday or Sunday, she's like, oh, Auntie Sam, you'll have a wine.
We'll have a drink. Yeah, I love it though.
Oh well.
So we hope you're having a drink when you're listening to this. If not, go get one.
My auntie told me when we went for lunch on Sunday that she's discovered us on TikTok and has been watching our videos.
Oh no.
I was like, please don't tell Mum what I say.
No. Yeah, don't tell my mother.
I was like, don't tell my mother
Funny
what
you
I
should
say
that.
or what our name is on there.
When I went for dinner on Saturday with my family, my uncle, I knew my uncle had found us because he told my nan, but he was like, yeah, I watch it. I've been listening to it all the time. Like, it's really rude. And you just talk about like dirty books and I was like, yeah. And my nan was like, what's your podcast called? I was like, you don't need to know.
No.
Yeah. So if you're listening, stop.
Yeah.
Turn away.
Auntie Alison, go away. Anyway, we digress. So there's no really intro today. Like we said, we're bulk recordings. We're reading the same books that we were last week.
Yeah.
So we're going to get straight into it. This is our ACOTAR Secret Santa. So not necessarily any spoilers for ACOTAR, but obviously some of the gifts that we say might spoil people's personalities. So I would say that you need to have read ACOTAR to listen to this episode.
Yeah, and I just think talking about certain characters, like in ACOTAR, there's a lot of main characters that don't come into ACOTAR until later in the books.
Yeah.
So like you're going to kind of have things spoiled because you're just about the people we're talking about. Yeah. So again, Crescent City is safe. You don't need to worry about that. Throne of Glass is safe. If we do, for whatever reason, briefly mention them, we'll give you like a warning and you can skip, but it won't be long.
I'll sound the alarm.
We did that last
Sound the alarm.
We did that last week. And we'll only talk about it very briefly so you can skip. But we would just say probably best if you had read ACOTAR before you continue.
Yeah.
But if not, you might be okay, but just continue with caution.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to go through all the characters, not every single character, but just the ones we want to talk about and what we would gift them in a Secret Santa.
Yeah. Let's
go. Shall we start with number one, our main MMC, Feyre Archeron?
MMC?
FMC. Well, I do this all the time. Way too often.
You're so fluid with your pronouns.
I am, yes.
Okay, go.
FMC.
Feyre.
Right. What I would get Feyre. Do you remember when we were kids? This shows our age. The like leapfrog learning book.
Yeah.
Where you used to like hold the pen over the word and it'd say the word. I think I'd get Feyre something like that. Because although we learn that she does eventually learn to read and write in the Night Court, that is not a long enough period of time. Like, she's not that proficient.
Yeah. Like one of those yellow and black self-help books that's like reading for dummies.
Yeah, basically. But I was thinking more of like an interactive thing with the leapfrog, you know? Maybe her and Nyx could share, you know? But that's what I get Feyre. Like, I get her a nice little cute leapfrog for Christmas.
Cute. Love that. I was thinking, obviously this is like modern technology, so like this would blow a little mind. But you know the Etch-a-Sketches?
Yeah.
Imagine how much she would love an Etch-a-Sketch.
Because she could just do it on the go.
Yeah.
She could be like, oh, I'm inspired. Yeah. You know, when she sees like, what does she see? Like,
I'm inspired.
But you know when she's, sorry, we're laughing because we're like twiddling our fingers. But you know when like she sees like, is it when she sees Reese? Or there's a few points in that,
like, and she's like picturing the painting that I would
that's
do.
A Raven.
Yeah.
Like, I can see it now. Fury on Night Wings or whatever.
Future, I can see.
And she always gives them really obnoxious names, doesn't she? Like, isn't there one with Azriel and Elaine and she's like Fawn and something, you know? But yeah, I feel like she could just, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. That's funny. This is not Secret Santa, but why is Feyre buying everybody or gifting everybody paintings that she's done of Nyx?
Well, she does give people paintings that she's done in,
but like
ACOTAR.
as Christmas presents, you know, like when you've just had a kid and you're like, do you know what everyone's having for Christmas? A picture of my child. Why is Feyre painting pictures of Nyx to give to everybody?
I feel like Feyre would paint the same picture of the three of them, of her, Reese and Nyx, and that is what she gives to everyone. Yeah. That I feel like is like, much more on brand.
Proper proud mum. Like, here we are.
And Cassian's like, haha.
Yeah, Cassian's like, Nesta, hang that in the toilet.
She's like, no. Punches a hole through Reese's face. Like, boom.
Like draws like devil horns
Yeah.
on it. A big moustache.
And she probably do it on Feyre as well, to be honest. Nyx is the only safe one.
Nyx has got like a halo around his head.
Auntie Nesta loves you. Yeah, she definitely gives that vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 2, let's go with our High Lord of the Night Court, Rhysand. Do you know what you would give him for Secret Santa? This is going to be rude, but go ahead.
Why do you think it's
I think I'd say, like, I'd give him one.
I would. A lint roller.
Oh, our little trauma lint picker. It's really sad.
It is, but like,
yeah.
At least then he can roll. It's quite satisfying doing a lint roller.
I love it. I've got quite a few, though it doesn't look like it. I do actually.
Are you sure? Do you know how to use it?
Keep them around the house. Yeah. Do you know what I was gonna say? Have you seen when like so it's maybe not something, well, I suppose I could get one of me, but I don't think I'd be very interested. But you know when like people have saucy like boudoir photos taken for like their wedding day and they gift their husbands like bucks, I feel like a perfect gift for Rhys would be one of those for Feyre. Yeah. He'd love it. He'd have that in the drawer of his study.
It would be in his fucking coat pocket. It would go everywhere with him.
It'd probably be like a coffee book, like a coffee table book. Like, and they're all sat there having like a serious meeting in his office. And Cassian's like, is that Feyre's ass on the front cover? He's like,
it's Feyre too.
Would you like, is that actually a boudoir? And they're like,
yeah, Nyx wanders in and he's like, what's Feyre doing? What's she doing?
Yeah.
Running out the room with his little wings out.
I feel like he would be sharing that with too many people. Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like that's the perfect gift for Rhys.
And I feel like Feyre would love it.
Oh, yeah. She'd be all over that. Good for her. Like,
yeah,
you know.
Get a girl.
But so maybe me giving him one of me, he wouldn't really care. In my head, he would. But
if I gave him one of me, he'd probably be sick in his mouth.
He put it into the pocket realm where, like, you know, he puts things that, like, don't exist. Through a black hole. See ya.
Where's Sam? In a black hole.
In a pocket realm somewhere.
Floating around.
Yeah. Just in the ether.
Like a piece of shit.
You and your tits out. Like, okay. Okay, so next is Lord of Bloodshed himself, Cassian.
Handcuffs.
Oh, that's a good one. But I feel like him and Nesta probably have so many.
Yeah, to be fair, I think him and Nesta have like every sex toy going, but I can just imagine him handcuffing her to the headboard.
Yeah. But I feel like, right, this is double standards because we slag off Morrigan so much for asking the lingerie off Cassian. So I feel like that's not a girl thing of you to do. What with Nesta there?
Oh no, I think Nesta would buy it. Sorry, I keep forgetting that this is supposed to be us.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be.
Sorry,
but yeah, okay, okay.
And I think Nesta would get him something like really stinking dirty and make him open it in front of everyone.
I also feel like he would be like, "Why didn't you tell me to open this later?" And she's like, "I don't care."
Yeah.
She wouldn't even like cross her mind that that's like inappropriate.
Why would I do that?
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Yeah. Mine for Cassian would be the anatomy of a book that, but not like an adult one, you know, like the little ones for kids that simplifies things. It would be the Female Anatomy for Dummies. For 2 reasons, right? Okay. I love Cassian, but like he definitely gives off the vibe of like he does not understand the female anatomy. He doesn't know what a period is. He doesn't know what like a uterus is. And secondly, my main reason for this is I can tell you now that our poor girl Nesta has a bruised cervix. Like you could tell me she's high fae.
Prayers be with you, Nesta.
Prayers are with you. That girl has got a bruised cervix. Yeah. As much as I love how freaky Silver Flames is, our girl's probably struggling. Yeah. So I feel like maybe it would just help him in his exploration of the female body. Yeah. You know? Like, I don't think Cassian is toxic masculine, but he's probably the most like macho, heterosexual character there is. So I just feel like something like that you would benefit from.
Yeah. Okay, I've got one for Cassian there, and that isn't me not being a girl's girl. Okay. Do you remember the book from when we were children things that go bump in the night.
Yes.
And it, like, you know, like to stop you being scared of like things in the dark.
I know where you're going with this. Go
to try
on.
and, you know, coax him round to Bryaxis and
But the things that go bump in the night Bryaxis edition.
yeah,
To
like,
show him that,
to
like,
show like he's just looking out the window and like enjoying in the library. You don't need to be scared.
do you think when like Nesta would read it to him before bed, and do you think if like somebody overheard them, like Elaine's like, oh, is Nesta reading Nick's a bedtime story? And she walks in and Cassian's just sat there like tucked up to his chin. Like wings like out, like no, it's actually she's reading to Cassian. Yeah, I agree.
But he'd still be scared.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, and some allergy tablets, is it?
Oh, he needs allergy injections.
Yeah,
if I could
get
gift
him
him
a
something
shot.
from this world, it
Yeah.
would be an allergy injection. So you could like
Or Lego flowers. So they could always have flowers out, but he wouldn't
we're
be
not
allergic. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Lego flowers. I love Lego flowers. I have
Yeah.
3 bunches of Lego
Do
flowers.
you?
Yeah.
Oh my god, wow. Okay. Shall we move on to Shadow Singer? When I would get him, like, you know, the sex dice.
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't know. I feel like that's a really cop-out answer, but like I can't think of what Azrael wouldn't have and what he would actually use.
Yeah.
And I just feel like maybe he'd appreciate the joke.
Yeah. I'd get him a karaoke machine. I think when he
Well-
goes out to Rita's on a night out, he really lets his hair down. He really lets loose. And I reckon Azrael loves karaoke.
Maybe Shadow Singer is a lot more literal than we think it is. Okay, spoilers for Crescent City really quickly, skip ahead like a few minutes. But doesn't Bryce say when she meets
That
him,
he'd be a
he's
club
like,
brat.
but also he's
Oh.
like humming the tunes and he
Yeah.
remembers them. And this goes into more of like the Gwyn and Azrael theories. But like people think that Gwyn is a light singer because when she sings in her like ceremony
Yeah.
church thing. So it would be interesting that like Shadow Singer is the same thing, that
Yeah.
actually he does sing to the shadows. So maybe he would appreciate a little
That's it.
karaoke.
I'll share my karaoke machine with him.
You wouldn't just get him his own? He'd have to share with you?
Yeah, share a mic with me.
Okay, so moving on to our girl, Nesta Archeron. What would you get her?
I'd get her Scorpio merch. I feel like, no, because she's so, like, she is a Scorpio. Like, everything about her personality is a Scorpio. And I think Nesta would be the type to, like, lean into, like, the whole, like, astrology and, like, reading about your star signs and, like, loving that you're a Scorpio. So I can see her with, like, the necklace, with, like, a little book on, like, Scorpio
Yeah.
traits. I'd buy her all the Scorpio merch.
I could see you with like a sassy Scorpio t-shirt.
Yeah, or like Scorpio season, beware of the sting, like a t-shirt with that on it or something.
I agree. I was thinking more like, it's kind of like done because they do this in Akasif. But I feel like getting her something cute to do with the Valkyries.
Oh,
Like, you
yeah,
know,
no,
like
I
a
love
little,
that.
I know they make friendship. Don't they make friendship bracelets? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like it's kind of done, but like, I don't know, I'd get her something to do with Gwyn and Emery because I feel like she really sees them as her family, you
Yeah.
know? I do feel like I get her something like that. But then also, I feel like she'd low-key love something to be a freak with Cassian with.
Yeah. I agree.
Like,
Because, like, they're both freaky, right? Like, don't get me wrong, but I think Nesta's freakier.
yeah, I agree. She's freakier.
And I reckon, like, she is dominant in the bedroom.
Maybe I get Nesta like a whole pass with Azrael.
Stop it.
Or maybe, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe I get Nesta a boudoir photo shoot of Cassian and Azrael. Why does this just turn into last week's episode?
Can
which
I
is
have
now-
one?
Yes.
Can I get a copy of that?
I'll get 15 copies. Oh, do you know what? No, do you know what Nesta would love? I take back what I said I'd get her.
Okay.
You know, like you can get like the sexy priest calendars or like the sexy fireman. She would love like a Prythian High Lord sexy calendar.
Imagine
Like,
Helion.
She'd love because I know there's not 12 of them. And maybe it wouldn't just be High Lords, maybe like Prythian's hottest men. But she'd fucking love a dirty calendar on her desk.
Oh my god, imagine for February, Azrael and Eris in like Cupid outfits, like hearts like all over their chests.
Is this for Nesta or is this for you? Both.
Nesta?
Hellion would be August.
Oh my god. And he'd be bent over.
We're not even just going to go straight in.
Yeah, sorry.
Bent over, okay.
He loves her.
I know he
And
does.
he'd be bent over and then like looking over his shoulder like really coy.
With a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Nesta would love a dirty calendar.
Yeah,
she'd
she
love
would.
it. Okay. Let's move on to a character that let's finish with the Archeron sisters, then we'll move on. Okay.
Yeah.
Elaine Archeron, what would you be getting her? A fucking personality to start with.
Honestly, I think I'd get like a voucher for a spa day. I just know. Do you know what? She's got the most trauma out of all of them. She was so traumatized by like everything that's happened, and then by becoming a seer, like being taken, going into the cauldron, watching her father die. She's had a hard time, and we give her a hard time.
She just needs a bit of jacuzzi to wind down.
Do you know? I just think she needs some time without people around her being like, "Elaine, are you okay? Why are you gardening? You're very quiet. What are you doing?" Like, I think she just needs a fucking holiday, to be honest.
Yeah.
And like,
I can see
we
it.
are on her case all the time. I think she needs a break.
Okay, fine. I can see it. I had a really stupid answer for that.
Oh god, was it like a fucking garden hoe?
I think I get her a spiralizer.
Like to,
like with your courgettes.
Yeah.
But I think she'd really like it.
Yeah.
I think she'd really like a spiralizer.
Courgettini, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do her carrots and her potatoes and, because she makes dinner a few times, isn't she?
Yeah.
Like she does get in, she can be like, guys, we've got a fun surprise for tonight. And everyone's like, what is it? It's like, oh, your carrots are in circles. But I think she would find that really amusing.
Yeah, she would.
I don't know. I just thought like, it's a bit of a shit gift, but no offense, Elaine, what am I going to get you?
Also, it would be like farm to table for her. She'd grow it herself,
Yeah,
wash it, and then cook it. She'd fucking love that.
And then spiralize it herself as well.
Guys, watch this.
Yeah. Here and Nuala and Cade went in the kitchens. Like, wow. Yeah, she'd love a spiralizer. Yeah, that's what I had for Elaine.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to a character that, again, if you've ever listened to any of our episodes on ACOTAR-esque ones, we don't love this person.
Oh god,
we don't hate
this
them.
Could be anyone.
No, we don't hate them. We don't love them. But it's Morrigan. What would you get Morrigan for Christmas? Secret Santa. So bearing in mind with it being Secret Santa, you could always lean on the fact that like they're not going to know that you've got it for them.
I'd buy her the Blu-ray box set of Pretty Little Liars.
That's so savage.
I think she'd really like that show.
Yeah, because she's a fucking liar.
Yeah, I think she's a lying bitch. But I also genuinely think she'd really enjoy that show.
Yeah, I've never seen it, so I can't comment, but
I think she'd really enjoy it.
Nice. Yeah, I was struggling with this one because what would you get, Morgan? Personally, for us, we're just not the biggest fans.
How to be a good friend.
Well,
how to be a girl's girl.
I was going to say, like, those cute books you get, like, sometimes on ASOS or, like, in shops that are, like, fun books that are, like, how to, like, I feel like you've bought me one before, like a pocket witch book. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did,
like,
yeah.
I feel like you could find one that's, like, how to be a girl's girl.
Yeah.
That's what Morrigan needs. That
Girl Code 101.
Yes. Morrigan needs fucking Girl Code 101.
I agree.
That is what I get her. Like a little one. And maybe get like a cute mug with an M on it just to like soften the blow. But,
little
like,
candle, with a star sign on it. Yeah.
But she's like obviously a Leo. Like unfortunately, I hate to claim her, but like Morrigan's a Leo.
I hate to claim it.
I hate to claim her in the Leo world, but unfortunately Morrigan's a Leo. But yeah, maybe like a little Leo candle and M mug, but the main one would be like how to be a girl's girl, how not to be a bitch.
Girl Code.
Okay. Shall we move on to our tiny, deadly little demon that is Amryn? What would you get Amryn in Secret Santa?
I would get her, like a jewellery box that's like a display case. So like there's like doors on the front and it's all glass so you can see inside it. Buy her like a jewellery box display case for all her rubies and gems. And do
you not think she already has something like that?
No, I reckon she burrows them in her bottom drawer.
Like throws everything in a pile.
I reckon she's like
chaos.
Yeah. I reckon they're just like strewn around the room. Like she's like, oh fucking hell, where's my ruby gone?
She takes something off and goes, you like that. Yeah. Okay.
Where's my ruby?
That's a good practical gift.
Yeah.
I was thinking, honestly, right, like the giant like anime body pillows that you can get of like, which usually of like anime women that with the big boobs. I would get her one of, not Tarquin, what's he called? Varian.
Oh.
And when she'd open it, I feel like she'd be like, ugh, I don't want this. But then like just slowly like pushes it in her bag without anyone listening. And also low-key like sleeps with it every night.
Yeah.
I think she'd kind of be obsessed.
Yeah. I also think she'd love like an eggplant stress ball. I can see her just being like...
No, I can see her with one that's like a heart, like a human heart, but it's like a pretend one, and she just sits like this.
I can just imagine like her in a meeting with Reese, and she doesn't agree with what he's saying, and she's like
maybe of Reese's head, like this. Yeah, 100%.
I think she'd love a stress ball.
I agree. Okay, have we got any of them big players that I'm missing? I feel like we've covered the big ones, but if we've got any side ones.
You're just talking about Night Court at the moment.
Well, at the moment, but we can go further afield.
Yeah, sorry, but we've covered Night Court, I think, extensively.
We have.
So let's hop on over to the Spring Court.
Oh, okay.
What are you buying Tamlin?
Honestly, like, is there a film or a book, like, how to go over your ex in, like, 30 days?
10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay, there we go, yeah.
No, it's not. Sorry, that's not the premise.
I've not seen it, but I feel like there's got to be there's a lot of books in this.
He's just not that into you.
Yes. Or like, I don't know, he needs fucking something.
He needs some friends. I'd buy him some friends.
Yeah.
I've paid these people to hang out with you.
Do you know I get him? Like, I don't know if you pay for like Tinder or Hinge like accounts. Maybe I get him like
a premium
account for like Hinge or Tinder. Like fucking hell. Like he needs something.
And some anger management courses to stop him blowing up his office.
I know what I get him. I buy him like a voucher or whatever, or a ticket to like, you know, the rooms, like the rage rooms where you smash things up. That's what I get him.
I think he'd love like axe throwing as well.
With fucking Reese's face on the target. Yeah, he needs to like get out.
An anger smash room is a great gift for him.
Yeah, it gets him out for the day, gets him out of Spring Court, but also like I think he just needs to do that somewhere.
And he could take with him like all the things that remind him of Feyre and just smash them all up while he's there.
Yeah.
Like empty out the library or like any art that she did when she lived there.
He's smashing a fucking easel for sure in that. Yeah.
And breaking it over his knee.
Yeah. He needs to go get some of that toxic energy out somewhere. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
What about you for Tamlin?
I just said.
Oh, what did you say?
I said anger management course.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay,
and I said some friends.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Maybe some purple shampoo.
You fucking creased.
Well, keep it blonde, and you don't want to go yellow.
You think it's a bit brassy, do you?
Yeah.
I think he is a bit brassy, I'm not going to lie.
Brighten it up, babe.
Bit more in the, like, Callias vibe, you know? We don't want any brass, Tamlin. Oh, that's funny. I think he'd quite like some purple shampoo.
I think he'd love it.
Yeah. A little bit of self-care as well, you know?
Yeah, take some time for you.
Yeah. Okay, are we moving on to Lulu?
My baby Lucy.
Lucy, what would you get Lucy for Christmas?
I would get him, you know, like in like spell shops and hex shops. I'd buy him like a little love potion. So that if he did decide, like, I'm going to try and make my move with Elaine and see if she reciprocates the feelings, maybe. Maybe.
Do you know what I get him?
What?
Or, like, yeah, I gift him. I suppose it's a gift. A blind date with Vasa. Because I think you'd just be
I'd
like...
be here for that.
I think because you wouldn't get him to go if you were like, you're going to go on a date. You'd be like, no. So then you'd have to set it like, I'm just buying you like a dinner for one. And then he goes and it's like actually a date. So because he's there then, he can't like say no. But yeah, maybe if he just gave her a bit more of the time of day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think he needs to like... see what else is out there, you know?
I think he'd really enjoy going to watch a comedian as well.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, get out for the night, have a laugh. Because he's quite serious, isn't he?
He is, well,
I think
at the moment.
He needs to, like, let loose, just have a giggle.
Maybe I get him, like, a lap dance.
I thought you were going to say a lap dog.
Oh, no. Maybe he just needs a little lap dance.
Who would you buy a puppy for?
Probably Cassian.
Yeah, I can imagine Cassian with little like golden retriever puppies and him being like squealing because he's so excited. And Nesta's like rolling her eyes like, who's walking it? Who's picking up the shit?
Yeah. But I also feel like Elaine would low-key love a puppy as well.
Or kitten maybe for Elaine.
Oh yeah, she gives off cat energy vibes. I also feel like Azriel's much more of a cat dad.
Oh, he'd be the best cat dad,
Do you
I think.
think?
Yeah, I think he'd be really sweet with a cat.
Okay.
I could see Elaine with a horse. Pet horse.
I'd like to see Elaine with anything that gives her a fucking smattering of a personality, to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh, I think she's a horse girly.
Oh, for sure. Elaine gives horse girl vibes.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
What would you buy for Eris?
Oh, do you know what I get, Lucien? Going back to it, a fucking paternity test. I
Yeah.
get him a 23andMe.
One for Lucian, one for Hellion.
Yes, so they can find each other. What would I get Eris? I feel like he'd quite like a nice like collector's edition of like Trivial Pursuit or like a bougie board game, you know, like a really fancy like chess set or something like that.
I literally just would say, you know, people who have the chess sets but they're like glass pieces and they're like more of like a statement piece than something you play.
Yeah.
I can see Eris with one of them like on his drawing table in his office.
Or maybe he'd like when there's just all cocks.
Yeah, gobble down on them.
But like a bougie hand carved like wooden chess set, I feel like he'd appreciate something strategic, something he can best somebody at, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd appreciate that kind of gift.
Yeah. What do you think the inner circle's Christmas Day looks like? I've got like,
well, we kind of know that from we get 2 winter solstices, I think, or 3, I can't remember.
So for me, they all come down to the living room and they're all in matching pajamas that Feyre has forced on everyone. Feyre's made everyone wear matching pajamas.
I don't think Nesta's participating though.
Okay.
I think she's the only one that won't do it.
Nyx is in like his cute little...
Okay, we're talking post Nyx, okay?
Yeah, now.
Okay.
So they're all in matching pajamas, Nyx included. Like, she's like, right, first things first, family photo in front of the tree. She sets up a camera.
Yeah.
And they all have their picture taken in front of the tree. Then presents, obviously.
And I feel like she would open her own first.
Yeah.
Like, she makes piles for everyone and she's like, I'm going to go first. And they're like, there's a kid in the room. And she's like, no.
And then I think Cassian is cooking the turkey. I can see him with an apron on and being like, "It's my bird."
But you know the aprons that are like the boobs?
novelty,
the bikini aprons. Yeah. But also, I don't know if they'd let him because I feel like Rhys would want to eat and they'd know. Like Cassian would leave all the like inside the turkey, wouldn't he?
Yeah. And then I think there's forced games by Feyre. I think she's like laid the twister mat out. She's like, Nyx, you spin.
Everybody else is like dispersed for the evening. Nyx has gone to bed, and then Asriel and Elaine are still playing Twister. Just the 2 of them. Everyone's like, what are they doing? It's like, I don't know. And they're like not speaking, just playing Twister.
Yeah, just spinning and moving.
Yeah, like slowly putting his arm, like really weird.
His legs over her back to get to green.
And everyone's like, should we leave? Like,
they've been playing for hours.
Are we like supposed to be watching this? Also, I feel like Rhys gives off the energy of like, he needs to carve the meat. He gives that energy of like, I need to carve the turkey.
I am man.
Yeah. He gives off that vibe. And then, you know, you always have that like uncle that like you don't really want to see on Christmas Day, but stops him for like an hour anyway, just to see you. That's Lucien.
Yeah. Like everyone's like, oh.
Opens the like, Uncle Lucien's here. And they're all like, oh.
And I can imagine Nesta like just like not giving a fuck about Christmas and doing a Gavin and Stacey and just putting little celebrations into boxes and being like, oh, you got the bounty.
Everyone gets a tap. Hot and cold. Like, which one did you get? Yeah, she gets the same present for everyone. Yeah. And you all get the same thing. Like, I got 10 of them and disperse amongst yourselves.
Yeah, take one, pass it on.
Yeah, literally.
You don't need to look for the names. They're all the same.
All the same. Yeah, 100%.
I feel like she's just like, I don't give a shit.
No. Or equally, nobody got anything. Yeah. Like, not even Cassian.
Yeah, like, Nesta, what did you buy? And she's like,
nothing.
Me
being here.
Yeah.
That's your fucking
My
gift.
presence is your present.
Yeah, she gives that vibe. Who do you think's cracking out the after eights? Do you like an after eight on Christmas?
I do like an after eight.
I love an after eight.
Asriel.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. For our friends over the pond, because we know there's quite a lot of you, I know after eights are not a thing for you, but here in the UK, there's like it's a thin chocolate mint that comes in like a fancy box and they're individually wrapped.
Oh, they're
and they're like
bloody
a
lovely.
thin chocolate cream mint. And they only get bought at Christmas.
Only Christmas.
You only eat them in the afternoon on Christmas, like in the evening.
Yeah.
I would low-key eat them all year round, but they're not available all year round.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love an after eight. I've
Me
got
too.
waiting for me at home the new Lint like Bailey's balls.
Ooh,
I know, and I can't
nice.
wait. Do you wanna, this is off topic, but it's fucking Christmas. What do we want? What like Christmas traditions are like you like live and die by? Like you have to do them.
I always have crumpets Christmas morning.
Okay.
And whatever the festive crumpets are this like that year. You know,
Okay.
sometimes they're like in Christmas trees,
Yeah,
they're in
yeah.
like different shapes.
Yeah.
So every year, crumpets Christmas morning, crumpets and tea to start the morning.
Okay.
Karaoke.
Yeah.
I know, and I know you're probably like,
that's
obviously
not a festive thing. That's an all year round thing.
no,
for
but
you.
every Christmas
You
we do karaoke.
Okay.
My whole family does.
Yeah.
Like my nieces and nephews.
Okay.
Like it's a thing. Like that we all do karaoke. And drinking, yeah. I always
That's your
get
thing, yeah.
sloshed on. Like we don't have a lot of traditions, to be
Okay.
honest, that we like uphold. My dad cooks. It's the one day of the year my dad
Yeah.
cooks. He doesn't really cook other than Christmas Day, but he's never not cooked at my Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of family traditions, to be honest.
We don't have too many. One of the ones that like we used to as children, and we do it now, probably maybe we've done it up until now, but my child wouldn't have cared until now, is like parents go check if Father Christmas has been. So like we always had to sit on the top of the stairs,
Yeah.
and like my dad would go in and check to see, and he'd always do like a big spiel like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't think he's been, and we'd be like, and then he, you know.
One thing that my parents did for me as a child and for my brother and sister, obviously they're a lot older than me, when they were children, that has now passed on to my brother and sister, do it for their children, is my mum would say, like, right, it's time for bed, come on, we'll have one look out the window to see if we can see Santa.
Yeah.
And while we were doing that, my dad would go by the back door with a pair of jingle bells and jingle them. And we would hear it, we'd be like, flip it, quick.
Yeah.
And one year when my brother and sister were little, obviously there's only like 11 months between them, so they used to share a bedroom. My dad was jingling the bells, my mum was in the window with the two of them, and my brother was like, I saw him quick, and like believed for years afterwards. Like he'd remember every year, like, I remember when I saw Santa Claus.
Oh, that's so
And now
cute.
my sister does jingle bells for her kids, and my brother does jingle bells for his kids.
I love
and it does
it.
make the kids go to sleep like that.
Really?
As soon as they hear the bells,
They're
they
like,
are
right.
diving into bed. So yeah, it's a
Aw.
tradition, and I'm sure we'll do it if we ever have children, because it's something from my childhood. But yeah, that's our one
so cute. I love
tradition
it.
that I can remember.
Yeah, we do the Father Christmas, like we got to check that he's been thing. And also, this is it's not that exciting, but we always have my grand soup to start.
Oh, that's
Like,
lovely.
We still make it now. We still have the recipe. We still have a pot. I don't know if that's weird,
No,
but
not
we
at
still
all.
use this. It's the same pot. Like we make my grand's tomato soup. I don't know. Like that was like, because after a while, like as long as I can remember, my mum's always done Christmas dinner, not my gran. But I think letting go of the reins was hard for her.
Yeah.
So she needed to be involved in some way. So like providing the soup to start was like her go-to.
Yeah.
Always hot bread rolls, always curly parsley in a tub to go on top of the tomato soup. Like hot bread rolls, curly parsley, tomato soup.
Oh, that's really
That's what
sweet.
we have.
I'm hungry now.
Oh yeah, I know. Me too. I'm fucking starving. It was a bit of a fun episode, wasn't it? But like, it's Christmas.
Yeah, so we are back next week on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
And we're doing our best reads of 2024. So that'll be fun to talk about everything we've read this year, everything that we've consumed, everything that we've experienced.
Yeah.
And all the books that have made us feel something.
Yeah, but it will be spoiler free, so like, don't worry.
Yeah, we're not going to go into
No.
it. But like, you know, we might say I chose this book because that plot twist and but like not say what the plot twist is, but just be like, it was so twisty turny that is why it was my read of the year or whatever. But we won't necessarily say what the plot twist is.
Yeah, so we're still TBC on how many we're going to do. Maybe 5, maybe 7, we'll see. Maybe 10.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to like narrow it down, but
So Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah,
we'll see
happy
you for
holidays.
Happy New Year. Yes, Happy Holidays. We'll see you for Happy New Year next week.
Yes.
And this is our last episode of 2024, the year we started this.
Stop it, 'cause I'll get emotional. I need to stop
Are you going
this
to cry
now.
on our end of season 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. I expected as much.
I'm nearly crying now, so can we stop?
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Thanks so much for listening.
Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at a pod of Smut and Wingspan.
See you next week.
Bye.